Hey family, it's Dr. Yeti. Welcome back to the show, where we talk about all things real estate, money, and mindset, especially for First Gen homeowners who are determined to do things differently. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on something that so many homeowners deal with, but barely talk about until it's too late. And if you've ever owned a home in a neighborhood with an HOA, you already know where this is going. The title says it all: Unmasking HOA rules that rob homeowners. Because listen, HOAs are supposed to protect you, but sometimes they're the very thing putting your peace and your pockets in danger. Let me paint you a picture. You finally buy your dream home. You're excited. You've got your moving boxes everywhere, your kids are running around, the dog's exploring the backyard. Life feels good. And then 2 weeks later, you get a letter in the mail. Not a welcome to the neighborhood card. Not a friendly note from your neighbor. Nope, it's from your HOA. You open it up and it says, Notice of Violation. Trash bin left visible beyond pickup hours. Fine, $150. Now you're like, wait, what? You go outside, look around, and every neighbor's trash bin is still out too, but somehow you're the one getting fined. You call, you email, and they say, it's in the rules. And that's how it starts. It's death by 1,000 little rules. Paint your shutters the wrong shade of gray. Fine. Plant the wrong kind of flowers. Fine. Park in front of your own house for a weekend. Fine. Suddenly, you realize your HOA isn't a friendly neighborhood committee. It's basically a mini government with power over your wallet. Now, here's the wild part. HOAs were created for good reasons. The goal was to maintain property values, keep the community looking nice, and manage shared spaces like pools, parks, and sidewalks. Sounds good, right? But over time, what started as neighbors helping neighbors became neighbors policing neighbors. Boards got stricter, rules got longer, and suddenly HOAs began acting like businesses because, in many ways, they are. That's where the silent squeeze happens. The monthly dues are just the beginning. It's the fines and fees, often for the tiniest infractions, that quietly drain homeowners without them even realizing it. The fine print trap. Rules designed to bleed you dry. Now, let's get into the fine print. Literally. Those HOA documents you get before closing, the ones that are 200 pages long and written like legal mumbo-jumbo? Yeah, that's where they hide the landmines. Most people don't read them because who has time to read a novel of rules about lawn height and mailbox maintenance? But buried in there are clauses that can make or break your experience as a homeowner. Let's talk real stories. One homeowner in Texas painted their front door a nice forest green. Beautiful color, matched their trim, looked classy. But the HOA's approved color palette didn't include that shade. They were fined $250 a day until it was changed. By the time they repainted, they owed almost $2,000. Another homeowner replaced their dying grass with drought-tolerant plants, trying to save water during a heat wave. Logical, right? Environmentally smart? Nope. The HOA fined them $500 and demanded they replace it with sod because the landscape design must remain consistent. It's ridiculous. And then there's something called the nuisance clause. It sounds harmless until it's used against you. One family got fined because their kids played basketball in the driveway too frequently. Another was written up because their dog barked too loudly during the day, even though the dog next door barked constantly. These vague rules are perfect for abuse because they can mean anything the HOA wants them to mean. Here's what most homeowners don't realize. Every fine, every violation, every letter is income for the HOA. The more they fine, the more money they collect. So while they claim it's about preserving community standards, it's often about keeping the books balanced at your expense. Before we keep going, let me pause real quick. If you've ever had an HOA fine that made you roll your eyes, shake your head, or question your life choices, I need you to hit like, subscribe, and share this episode with someone who's thinking about buying in an HOA community. And if you want to go deeper, join my First Gen Homeowners community, where we break down real estate truths like this in a safe space with tools, resources, and strategies that protect your peace and your pockets. All right, let's get back into it. Tap beyond the fees, hidden costs, and diminished property value. Now, even if your HOA isn't hitting you with constant fines, they might still be costing you more than you realize. Let's talk about the hidden costs. For example, some HOAs have incredibly restrictive renovation rules. Want to add solar panels? You have to submit a proposal that could take months and still get denied. Want to build a fence or deck? It has to be exactly the approved height, color, and material, even if it costs twice as much. You'd be surprised how many people can't even change their own windows or light fixtures without written permission. And here's where it gets messy. Special assessments. That's when the HOA decides to start a big project, maybe a new gate, a pool renovation, or neighborhood repaving. And suddenly, every homeowner gets hit with a special assessment fee. Sometimes it's a few $100s, sometimes it's thousands, and it's usually not optional. Imagine getting a letter that says, all residents are required to pay $3,500 toward community repairs due in 60 days. That's not hypothetical. It happens all the time. And while you're paying all this, the HOA might be poorly managed, overpaying contractors, mishandling funds, or getting sued by residents. And you know what that does? It tanks the value of your property. Buyers look up your community, see all those issues online, and walk away. Even if your house is perfect, a bad HOA reputation can scare off buyers faster than high interest rates. So yeah, the damage isn't just emotional, it's financial. Fighting back, your rights and resources. Okay, so what can you actually do about it? Let's get practical. First, know your rights. Most HOAs count on homeowners being too busy or too intimidated to challenge them. But you absolutely can, and should, push back when something doesn't make sense. Start by requesting everything in writing. If they fine you, ask for the exact rule or bylaw that you supposedly violated. A lot of times, when you force them to quote the rule, they realize they can't justify the fine, and it magically goes away. Second, learn your state laws. Most states have laws that limit what HOAs can do, like how much they can fine, how quickly they can place a lien, or how they must notify you. For example, in some states, HOAs can't issue fines unless they've given you written notice and an opportunity to correct the violation. But they'll never tell you that unless you ask. Third, there are resources that can help. Organizations like the HOA Alliance, your local housing department, or even legal aid clinics often have free guidance or low-cost help for homeowners in disputes. You don't have to fight alone. And sometimes the best way to change your HOA is from the inside. Run for a board seat. Bring transparency. Push for fairness. If you can't beat them, join them, then fix them. Reclaiming your home. Protecting yourself before and during HOA ownership. Now let's talk prevention, because sometimes the best defense is avoiding the wrong HOA in the first place. If you're house hunting and the property isn't an HOA, do your homework. Ask for the bylaws, the covenants, and especially the meeting minutes from the last year. That's where the real story is. You'll see if the HOA is stable and organized, or if they're constantly arguing, raising fees, and issuing special assessments. If you're already living under an HOA, be active. Attend meetings. Ask for financial reports. Rally your neighbors. The more involved homeowners are, the less power the board has to make shady decisions behind closed doors. And remember, your HOA works for you. They're not the boss of you. They're a group of people managing a shared space, and they're accountable to the residents they represent. So advocate, question, challenge, and protect your home like it's the investment it is. Here's the truth. Homeownership should bring peace, not panic. It should bring freedom, not fear. But too many homeowners are quietly losing money and peace of mind because of rules they didn't write and systems they don't fully understand. So let's change that. If this episode opened your eyes, please like, subscribe, and share it with another homeowner. And I want to hear from you. Drop your HOA horror stories in the comments or DM me. You might hear your story in a future episode. And if you want tools, templates, and community support from people who get it, join the First Gen Homeowners community. That's where we go beyond the podcast and actually help you protect your investment step by step. I'm Dr. Yeti, and remember, you worked hard for your home. Don't let hidden rules rob you of your joy or your money. Until next time, stay informed, stay empowered, and as always, keep building with peace and purpose.